my name is Alana. I'm a first-time mum and I've decided to make a series of videos to help mums find information that I couldn't find myself when I was YouTubing or researching the internet. Today I'm making a video around formula feeding from birth within a hospital setting. This video is based upon my experience in a New South Wales regional public hospital, what I had available to me. So quick disclaimer that this may not be relevant for all hospitals in a sort of a public setting, but I hope you will be able to find it useful to prep if this is the journey you decide to take. Just a quick disclaimer, no negative commentary will be accepted in this video. This is a feeding journey we decided on because of my personal reasons, medical and preferential. So let's get started. So firstly, for formula feeding, obviously you're going to need bottles. In the New South Wales public system, they don't really provide anything for you to sterilise your own bottles, so they do provide their own bottles in hospital. These they advertise as single-use bottles, so you can just dispose of them when you are done. So in the New South Wales public hospital system, they use this brand. It's called Hody. It's Australian made. It comes in a package like this, which means it's sterilised and just ready to use. It looks like this, comes with a cap and a little insert that you can pop out, and then pop the teat in and feed like that. So for us, when we got into hospital, obviously baby takes such little amounts from when they are born, like 10 mils is the sort of starting increment. The midwife made up our own personal formula, which I'll talk about in a second, in a 60 ml batch, which is sort of the minimum amount you can make it, and then decanted from one into another. One went into the fridge with our name on it, and then this came with us into the recovery ward to do our first feed. Now, as these are single use, if you are having a longer stay in hospital, it is a lot of bottles that you'll be throwing out. You can actually keep them, or if anything, keep the teats if you have your own bottle at home in case you need to transition bub off one teat to another and they prefer this teat. Most narrow neck bottles, teats sort of fit together, but depending on the system you're using, like for us using the Dr. Brown's bottles, the vent, because there's a vent already in this teat, but the Dr. Brown's bottles have another type of vent system. The double vent system did cause a little bit of leakage for us, but that was something that we just dealt with while we were transitioning him from this teat to the Dr. Brown's teat. I should also mention that these bottles, these do fit onto the flanges of the pumps that the hospital provide, so you can collect breast milk straight into that and bottle feed with the bottles, which I think is great. It's just a really flexible universal system. Secondly, obviously, is the formula. So the New South Wales public system provides these two formulas. Nan, I think you'll find, is the go-to. This is the most common one I found, but I did also come across in my time was this Bio's Time formula. These are ready to use liquid formula. I think if your bub is, if you're in hospital for whatever reason, and bub is already taking 90 ml down the track, you can actually take the cap off this and screw directly onto that. We decided to use our own formula in hospital with the hopes that we wouldn't have to change it, which can upset Bub's tummy if you decide to transition to different formulas. Hence why we bought this. We had learned lots of good things about the Mamamoo formula, which is available here in Australia. It's from Australian cow's milk and it reviews really, really, really well. The midwife took this from us to make up our first bottle, our first feed. She also put like my hospital sticker on it, so no one could nab it off us, but it just stayed in the room with us anyway, and we just take it with us when we needed to make up more formula. In the hospital, you will find that there's usually a feeding prep room, whether you be breastfeeding and needing to pump and store milk that way. Or if you're formula feeding, there was a room with like a microwave, a sink, a instant hot water tap, a kettle, a little log next to that kettle that you record when the kettle had been boiled last, and a fridge. We used the instant hot water tap to fill up little paper cups that were available to warm up our formula, and the kettle was obviously to make up your own formula. In regards to sterilising things in hospital, I did find that in the feeding prep room there was a bowl of Milton for flanges and stuff that the hospital had provided, but I would say the hospital doesn't really expect, or probably doesn't really encourage you to bring your own bottles, because there's nowhere for you to sterilise them unless you bring your own stuff. And honestly, washing and sterilising your own bottles when Bub is feeding so frequently and so little, I say it's probably just not worth it. Just use the hospital bottles. It will save you a lot of time and just be less hassle. Baby's just waking up, so that's it. Wrapping up. I hope this has been useful. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and I'll try from my knowledge to answer them. In no way am I affiliated with hospital, so I have no idea the whole story and what every hospital provides, but I hope this was useful, and good luck on your formula feeding journey.